Forever. Yeah, forever.
Welcome to Your Only Friends, where friendship is first and comedy is always. I am your host, Jared Dykas. This is a reminder, we are your only friends. On episode 27 here of Your Only Friends, I'm titling this episode Between a Joke and a Funny Place. And obviously, it's a solo episode. I don't have anyone here with me. I haven't had this experience since episode 7 of Your Only Friends, where I did a little bit of the origin story behind the show. And I sit here today on a nice October breezy day in St. Petersburg, and I come to you with a lot of gratitude, honestly. This has been a ride. Every single one of these episodes with the guests have been just amazing for me on the scene or on the level. Obviously, I'm trying to get better at stand-up comedy. That's like a big reason why I'm doing this podcast. And for me to sit down with people that shouldn't be sitting down with me, people like DC Benny, people like Maddie Smith, people like Luke Thayer, Lance Weiss, Johnny B, people that have collectively hundreds of years in comedy experience doing stand-up for a living, not working another job. There's not really too much reason for them to sit down with someone like myself who is less than 2 years into the game of stand-up comedy. But they do it, I think, because of this beautiful podcast room that we're in, and maybe my charming personality, I'm not sure. However, I really am grateful. I've met some really cool people, and in many ways, although we are a year into the show already, I feel like we're honestly just getting started. I have some visions for things that I would want to do media-wise in the future with the show. And really, I do this not to go viral, but to document the process. Some people will come on the show or ask to come on the show, and they'll want to get clips. I'm not one for clips. I'm one for building, hopefully, legacy and documenting the journey. And that's why this episode is titled Between a Joke and a Funny Place, because I kind of feel like I'm in the messy middle of not even being a stand-up comedian, rather, but just starting the race of wanting to be a stand-up comedian, right? And, recently I've had some traveling opportunities to do shows with Lance. That's been really fun. And, I'm at a really unique spot right now. So really grateful for it all. It's a little update of where my mind's at, right? But what am I excited about? Well, I was hoping you'd ask. I have some travel coming up. I'm going to be at Magooby's in Timonium, Maryland, which is right outside of the city of Baltimore, where I lived for 3 years. And Magooby's is probably the most popular Maryland comedy club in the entire state. And it is historical, it's legendary, it's iconic. Somehow, by the grace of God, I scored myself a guest spot on a show with some really funny Los Angeles comedians, and I'm excited to join them. It's November 6th at 7:30 at Magooby's in Maryland. I hope to see you there. If you're a Maryland friend of mine, it would be really cool for you to come out. Besides that, I'm in Jacksonville November 20th at the Comedy Zone, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be linking up with a new friend of the show, Jimmy O'Connor, and we're going to be rocking it for about a week in Jacksonville. I have a show with Scotty Chee on November 15th in the Jacksonville area, so I'm going to be getting there about 5 days before the Comedy Zone show. But things are fun right now. Things are fun. I'm not having the opportunity to write as many new jokes as I would like to. And really what that means is I'm just not disciplined enough to sit down every day and do that. And so I'm not happy with that. Although I feel like I have 15 minutes of material, I'd like to make it sharper. I'd like to make it better. I feel like, having that material expand is something that is important, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to just say all the jokes that I have right now. So I'd like to write more jokes, and I'm kind of interested in asking more of the guests their process on joke writing. It seems like most people, when it comes to joke writing, they just thought pops in their head and then they're like, oh, that's funny, let me write on it. And that's typically what people are saying when I ask them how they write. I remember I asked Dylan Vadalana one time how he was writing when he first started, and he responded back in a pretty disciplinary way that shows the amount of grit that it takes to write jokes. And I think I'd like to bring that perspective into my own stand-up and being more disciplined with the joke writing. Not even just new jokes, but rewriting stuff that I think is already good, right? How can I make it better? So that's kind of what's going through my head right now. Gearing up for travel. It's getting cooler out here in St. Pete. Oh, man, this is like my favorite time of the year in terms of weather. I am sweating in this room, but it's because of all these lights and how cool I have to look to try to impress you guys. But at the same time, it is getting a lot cooler outside. And with that, comes more outdoor activities. I was pretty sweaty all summer, and it's good to be able to throw on some layers now and hit a show at the night time, or walk to the park at night, or beat up an old woman and steal her purse at night and then run into a CVS like it never happened and completely max out her credit card. These are just the fall time activities that I enjoy. And I'm really grateful for this weather that we're having in St. Pete. So Halloween's coming up. Boy, do we have something special planned for October 31st from Your Only Friends. If you are watching this episode now, and I believe it is, I don't know what the date is, but it's a Friday in October, the only one before, it might be like the 23rd. But whenever it is, just know that next week we are releasing a Halloween episode of Your Only Friends, and I'm bringing back three of my favorite guests for this Halloween episode. So there's going to be four of us in this room. We're going to be sweating, and that's going to be pretty fun. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. So Halloween episode coming soon. I'm trying to think of like really the past year, doing Your Only Friends. It's cool because not only are these episodes a documentation in my comedic journey, but they're also a documentation in the guest's comedic journey. And there's some people I'd like to shout out, for their growth and things that they're doing. Number one, Yang. I don't know if you guys remember her episode. She is absolutely crushing social media right now, and I'm really proud of her. So shout out Yang Comedy. She's crushing. Adam Clayton, one of my best friends in comedy right now. He's getting booked a crap ton, and really excited for some of the shows that he has coming up. I mean, the dude is an animal, and we actually have a roast together at the end of this month at Laugh Out Lounge in Winter Haven. So maybe I'll put some clips out of that. That's going to be fun. It's going to be me and Adam roasting each other in Winter Haven, somewhere that we just performed at with Lance Weiss. So that'll be really fun. what else? Or who else, rather? Joel Soul. All right, yeah, we need to put some respect on Joel Soul right now. Okay, in terms of the Your Only Friends community, he is like the snow elf king of the Your Only Friends community. Not only is he a huge supporter, and not only is his episode extremely slept on, but he also has been a producer for many of these shows. I mean, probably only 3, realistically, out of all 27. The rest of them have been by Nick Skibinski. However, one of the episodes he was able to do was Maddie Smith. And Nick was in Hawaii, doing God knows what. And he comes through and he's like, yeah, bro, like, I'm going to record this episode for you. And the Maddie Smith episode, this will have come out after her episode. If you didn't check out that episode, definitely go to our channel and check out the Maddie Smith episode. She's a beast. She expanded my horizon in terms of thinking about comedy and roasting specifically. I just did a roast battle that I lost in just this weekend, and completely did not do what I planned to do, is what I'll say. However, I did learn a lot, and it's either you win or you learn in this game. So excited for my next roast battle. If anyone would like to roast me, just reach out to me on email, and please stop commenting mean things in my video. So that would be very helpful. What else? Chuga is our only sponsor right now, and what I want to explain to you guys is in the link in our bio, you can support this show by purchasing any of the products on Chuga's website, in which all of them will help you stay alive much longer. And you better purchase them because you only have a couple more minutes to live. So we would really appreciate if you could support the show for now by purchasing Chuga supplement products. It's how I survive and stay in Florida, and it's the only thing keeping me alive. So we would really appreciate you guys doing that. Speaking of ways that you can support the show, and God forbid me, I'm talking about this, God forbid I'm talking about supporting the show 27, episodes deep. The only thing that I sell to you guys is tickets to my stand-up show, where I talk about my relationship status and poop jokes. So really, I don't do a lot of right hooks or things to ask you guys of. I just do this like a servant leader that I am. However, very soon I will be asking quite directly for you to support me in a big way. And if this doesn't work out, I will be absolutely screwed. So when this happens, I'm going to say, hey guys, remember that time on episode 27 that I said, hey, I really need your help soon. This is that time. I will let you know when that time will be here. It's going to be around the holidays time, and I'm a Catholic, so think about what that means for me. All right? So that's a little bit of insight inside of that. We're doing good. We're doing good on time. Staying grounded through juggling it all. I'm not going to get into the messy details of it all. However, I am still a full-time real estate agent. However, I have a marketing gig now, which allows me to invest in my real estate career better, is what I'll say for right now. And, juggling that as well as stand-up comedy, as well as my phenomenal physique, I am really, really, really diving deeper into time blocking and managing my schedule like I've never done before. Now mixed with my upcoming travel schedule, and it looks like it's going to be pretty busy up until the end of January. Not all because of comedy. I wish it was. But just because of work and holidays and life and family, I will be on the road. And that mixed with having 2 remote responsibilities and one pretty, substantial responsibility here in St. Pete to help people buy, sell, and invest inside of real estate. It's going to be really interesting to see how I handle all of this. Will I stay stagnant with my comedy? Will I grow with my comedy? Will I regress with my comedy? I've done that before. I'll do it again. But I've done that before. And I don't want to do that. The comedy is the thing that keeps me going. It's my outlet. It's my creative art form. Your only friends, the show. We are your only friends. Like, I don't want there to be a friend group for you that is more right than your only friends, because we are literally your only friends and there's nothing you can do about it. I really want to paint the picture of this amazing comedy network, this amazing collective of artists and big thinkers and people that turn life's chaos into creative laughter and connection for people. And I think in this crazy world that we're living in right now, it's never been more important for us to have laughter. And, I've said this before in terms of my history with public speaking. I feel like in many ways I was made for the stage, and I sound like a prima donna saying that, and I don't mean it like that, but in many ways I was made to do something like this. And even if it stays just like this and it looks like me traveling a little bit and doing gigs every now and then outside of Florida, but having 2 amazing clubs like Sunshine City Comedy Club and Clearwater Comedy Club and some other really good spots here in St. Petersburg to continue to do comedy, to continue to progress, to continue to write, to continue. Dude, shut up, Jared. Just shut up. What? Just shut up. All right. What I was saying is, I'm really excited to see what happens. I said it before. And I'm in a place now with my career where I feel a little bit more stable than usual. I'm not in complete scarcity or mayhem or motion. So this calming presence, I'm excited to see what comes out of this over the next 60 to 90 days, really, before we wrap up the new year. It's crazy to think about. What a crazy year, man. What a crazy year. After this, I'm going to go do more comedy. I'm going to do Potion Portal. Jeff Waite booked me. There's some pretty cool comedians on that show tonight. Kerry McNally, Dylan Vadalana. I really want to interview Dylan Vadalana. He's going to be coming on the show soon. We have some cool guests. We already have 2 guests scheduled for the next 2 weeks as well. So we're going to be having some pretty funny comedians on the show as well. What else? Shout out to everyone who's been supporting. Anyone who retweets our episodes on Instagram, I freaking love you. There's so many people that like our videos, and they even share them sometimes, which means the world to me. Anyone that DMs me and says, hey, you have a new fan, and that really did happen just one time in the past week. But hey, one is better than zero. How many fucking fans do you have, asshole? So yeah, it's pretty chill. It's pretty chill. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting the journey. Like I said, can't wait for you guys to support it even more coming around the holidays. Hopefully we do a Black Friday sale. We'll see. Gonna be traveling, like I said. I'd like to vlog when I'm traveling. I don't know if I'm gonna call it a traditional vlog. I just want to bring my camera and see what happens. Going to Orlando this Sunday with Joel Soul. We're gonna go see Turnstile, which is a band out of Baltimore. And that's going to be freaking insane. There's mosh pits. Me and Nick have done mosh pits before, a couple of them. And I haven't been in a mosh pit in several years. So I'm excited to go there and really just beat up the youngest person that I see there. The youngest person that I see there, I will beat up. And obviously above the age of 18 years old. I'm not going to beat up a child unless I have to. Kidding. All right. Things have been good. I really don't have too many complaints. If I had complaints, you guys would know about them right now. And this was really just a check-in. I want you guys to hear from me, get a little taste of my pizzazz and my personality, and, you know, just hear from Jared Dykas for once. Because a lot of people will say to me, they'll be like, Jared, you don't talk a lot on your episodes. And yeah, it's because I have someone with 20 or 30 years of comedy experience right in front of me. I'm trying to get learnt. And that's what I'm trying to do. So really grateful for everything. If this is your first video that you are ever watching of Your Only Friends, can you do me a favor? Can you DM us on Instagram and say, I watched a joke and or between a joke and a funny place, and I watched the whole thing, and you told me to DM you on Your Only Friends, and I did it. And do that. And when you do that, I am going to give you a gift, and the gift will be disclosed, and it'll be coming out soon, but yep, it will be disclosed. I have to go to a show to perform in front of 12 people at a bar. Probably. I don't know. We'll see if that was the truth or not. But I'm going to be able to see a lot of my comedy friends and maybe enjoy a beer or 7 and really enjoy my time here on October something in St. Petersburg, Florida in 2025. So this has been amazing. Probably my favorite episode, yes, yet. Realistically not my favorite episode yet, but it was short, it was sweet, it was like Sabrina Carpenter, it was hot, and that's it. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. There's going to be so many awesome interviews and stand-up clips and different things coming to the channel soon. I hope you're locked in for it. I know I am. Sometimes the best punchline happens right after the setup. Thank you guys so much. This has been Jared Dykas, episode 27 of Your Only Friends, between a joke and a funny place. God bless. That was awesome, dude, right? Perfect timing.